Hi, welcome to the pod with Ban
and Heidi.
Thanks for taking a seat with us today.
This is a safe space for you to join in on our real-life, everyday conversations where we often find ourselves discussing women in sport, Paralympic sport, and of course, sitting volleyball.
Look at that.
I did that from memory.
You
Wow.
we haven't recorded in a while.
Nope.
And I am definitely jet-lagged.
No
and Heidi crushed
iPad,
it.
no notes.
No,
You're just
I'm just here.
freestyling.
Wearing shorts, feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's plus 34 outside or something. Here we are, excited.
Thanks for letting me be in your air conditioning because it's 30 degrees in my house.
For people that don't know, in Alberta, well, maybe in parts of Canada, not everyone has air conditioning in their homes, especially older homes. So some people are literally melting right now. We have a heat wave.
It's me.
We're not used to this. It's dry heat here, and I have air conditioning in my condo. So I wouldn't say it's cold, and my tap water won't even get cold. It's just like lukewarm. I have to put ice cubes in, but it's not hot in here, so it's nice. Easy breezy.
Easy breezy, beautiful.
Okay.
Today's the day. Today's a little everything. Today's a little hodgepodge. Tell us what you're wearing. Fit check.
Fit check. Fit check of the day. Heidi's really on point here.
Yeah, we'll get to me.
I'll go first. I am wearing the famous. I saw yesterday that this shirt has made 3 million in 7 months.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Months. Like, it's whatever, since it's launched. Like, wow. But this is the best shirt ever because everyone watches women's sports. Duh.
Correct. Duh.
Currently is happening. It is all the rage, and I am proud to have this shirt. I had to order it to a P.O. box in the U.S. that then shipped to my house because you cannot order it to Canada. But I got it, and we want to order some more. Hopefully they'll come in before Paris. I know there's a French one, but I don't believe we have enough time to get, or we missed the...
It's like a special.
Yeah, we missed
it's
the window.
It's probably gone already.
But I would like a shirt that says, everyone watches Paralympic sports. So who's making that? Let's go. Waiting for it.
We don't know how to make t-shirts and sell them.
We've been trying to make t-shirts and we're not doing a good job.
You need a business. So I guess we have to start a business.
We tried to get an Etsy. We tried to get a Shopify.
We got lifetime banned from Etsy.
We want a shirt that says, let's make the Paralympics a household name like we made before. And now we're failing. Okay, on to your
Okay, oh my gosh.
What's happening over there?
I'm wearing this shirt, which is from Joe Fresh. It's basically a towel. I don't particularly sport Joe Fresh. For vacation, for summer, for heat, for sweat absorption.
Perfect.
Just really working on the fits for my post Paris beach situation.
Sometimes it's just about being comfortable.
And jean shorts.
Living your best life.
So.
Yeah, are they comfy?
Yeah, they are.
They look comfy.
They're like down. 2 sizes too big, so
that's
good. Perfect.
Mine are as well, but mine are.
Oh, and
we're wearing the same socks. Matching Nike socks, like everybody has.
Perfect.
Those. Thanks, Nike.
Okay. Do you want to start with
the quiz? I was gonna say.
Not the quiz.
There's a quiz. Okay, here we go.
Not the quiz. You just said you don't know some of the things that I was talking about, so I just thought I'd tell you them and you can live react.
Okay, we're gonna today talk about a few different topics leading into Paris 2024. Obviously, the Olympics are starting next week. Our games are not for a month's time, but we haven't really dove into the pools in Paris, our schedule, the broadcasting that we've mentioned a few times, and then a couple other kind of things that are coming up in the media. And so we're going to talk about them all today. Hopefully it's still an interesting episode, a little less educational than some of our others, but we're excited to chat with you. I mean, you're not really chatting back, but chat to you today.
To you.
At you, with you.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
It's just like hanging out with us, so
yeah.
Enjoy. Okay, the first one, I actually just saw this because...
Okay, I can't see your computer.
Teresa, my best friend, just DM'd me that Bad Girl Riri, aka Rihanna, is proud to announce that Fenty is a premium partner of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts?
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fenty is doing what?
Fenty is beauty, skincare.
Yes, but
It's just a photo of Rihanna holding hands with a giant lip gloss.
So we can go get free
I don't know.
makeup done, facials.
I don't know.
Things. Okay.
So that's something
Go,
to look
Riri.
into. That we didn't know. Absolutely zero research on this, but I just thought that's funny.
See you in Paris.
See you in
Riri.
Paris.
Let's go. I didn't know. I thought I was getting quizzed. We're just talking about Rihanna.
You're like, okay. Next. Okay.
Lovely.
This is from the Sport Ethics Examiner Instagram account.
Okay.
5 essential issues at Paris you should know.
Oh.
This doesn't really apply to the Paralympics, but Paris/France put in a 1.5 billion effort to clean up the Seine, and recent reports revealed that it's still too contaminated to use. They were going to use it for, I believe, an open water swim.
Oh. I was thinking they were using it for the opening ceremonies at the Olympics, which they are, but
True.
they're on boats, so you can't actually go in it though.
Correct.
Is it the Seine or the Seine?
I really just said
The
it with
river.
confidence, and I don't know.
I know, I'm telling everybody. Not you. I know.
Oh.
Okay, so we can't use it. It's dirty.
Well, they were gonna.
Too much.
I think I saw once that they were gonna have actually like public swimming, or like an open like area for people to
Yeah, I know. I
swim, but then
thought
also
people,
they were
like,
gonna use it for an open water swim.
Okay. Well, see you never, River.
That's
Don't
a
go
lot
in
of
there,
money.
anyone.
$1.5 billion.
I know.
Feels like a lot of dollars.
I think the people of
And they're like,
France
it didn't
are just
work.
pissed about these games. Yikes.
Okay, let's talk about
Oh,
this.
Okay.
There's a. What do you mean?
It's,
Oh,
Go.
okay. The title is Hijab Ban and Right to Sport. So, to my knowledge, the French Olympic Committee and French Paralympic Committee have essentially what's similar to like Bill 21 in Quebec here in Canada, like a secularism law, feels like a strong word, or like rule, where this is read from here, the equality or the ban directly contradicts the Olympic Charter, which upholds sport as a human right and promotes non-discrimination and equal access to sports. Their secularism policy discriminates against Muslim women and girls by banning hijabs from Paris 2024. And yeah.
So, but it says at the top, athletes in Paris can freely represent their faith unless they are French. So all other athletes are able to wear hijabs, but
Correct.
not
In competition.
athletes that represent
Yeah.
France.
Correct. And specifically like in competing, I think it's not like walking around or like in the village, or like with respect to that. I think it's like because then I actually don't know. I was reading that in a different article that it was just when they're competing that they're like not
how
allowed
could
to.
they
But
control them otherwise? I wonder though, at like opening ceremonies, or when they're wearing France clothing, like representing their country on TV and media, what that looks like. Oh my goodness.
like national team athletes, or like when you're representing France, you're considered like a civil servant, which is basically where it like comes into play. So in like regular life, it'd be like public school teachers, civil servant type government jobs. Yeah. And that is, they consider like national team sport underneath that umbrella.
I just can't believe that that's something that in 2024 can be imposed on female athletes, on athletes, anyone. Controlling what people wear when they do their sport makes no sense to me. Like in the broader picture of this, in the past, like same with you guys playing, they've controlled like the type of shorts or the length of things, and it's like, just get over it and let people wear what they're most comfortable in, because if an athlete is wearing their hijab, I guarantee they will perform better than feeling uncomfortable and not being able to truly be themselves. I don't get it. I feel like this is going to change. People are going to, I already have seen some posts and some pushback on this. It's coming soon. Here's hoping.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit on Amnesty International, and like they essentially sent a letter like requesting that this be overturned or changed, and the response was no. They can do whatever they want. I believe this is a response from it was sent to the IOC, the International Olympic Committee.
Wow.
And then they responded saying no, but it also, some of the justification is like, oh, it's not safe during certain sports, or like types of hijabs, or like types of like scarves are like safety is an issue. I'm like, but like every other country is doing it, and like why not like sporting companies like Lululemon and like have like sport hijabs and like are in the market of expressing your faith and competing and accessing sport.
But do they already not get to wear them? And so this is just something that's continuing? Or is this new? Because that's another question I would have, right? Is it being added now and all of a sudden they need to not wear a hijab, or they never have been able to?
Yeah, I would have to go back and look from...
That's another factor to think about. And just in general, France, you're old school. Grow up.
Yep.
Get with the times.
Like, it feels like a push forward to be so, like, neutral, and like secular is like so separation of like church and state type like vibe, but it's really like regressive in my opinion. It's still a form of control and discrimination. It's not
racist.
It's not, yeah, period. It's doing the opposite of what you think it's doing.
Oh my goodness. And so, like, this is going to cause protests, this is going to cause people taking a stance. Like, it's just distracting for people to be able to compete and for the world to celebrate something so beautiful.
Yeah. And it's already such a, like, I mean, to get into the weeds of it, but like such a controversial in some capacity. Like there are some countries where you're forced to wear a hijab, some countries where you get to choose, some where you are prohibited from. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's having the ability to have that choice and exercise your freedom of religion and freedom of cultural identity as you see fit is
exactly
like, period.
It's not something we know because you and I don't experience that, but
having that option and the choice and the ability, if you want, that's...
More choice is better, and it's about the athletes, not about what it looks like or appears to others. Sad.
So, be better, France, as you said.
I think I said grow up. I'm not
sure. You did, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the right wording, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody can head to, what was that?
It's called the Sport Ethics Examiner Instagram. We can link it. And...
there's more controversial topics, but we're going to stick with sitting volleyball here and move on. So the pools and the schedule have been announced, and Heidi has her computer in front of her so she can read the pools, but they're pretty exciting for us, for everybody, but to have seen them.
We can touch on the men's side too if you want, but this is only...
Oops. I didn't screenshot the men's one. In preparation, women's side. Sorry, everybody.
So Pool A is France, United States, China, and Italy. And Pool B is Canada, Brazil, Rwanda, and Slovenia.
And so we knew once Slovenia had qualified, we'd kind of put it together. We'd done the math. We knew what our pool was going to be. Yep. And, of course, our favorite friends,
dun, dun.
Brazil, are in our pool, but for... the first time at a games, because the last two times we played them first, we're playing them second.
Wow, it's a miracle.
It's,
how does that get decided?
It's rankings. It's definitely because now we're of where we are in the rankings. But that'll be exciting to play our rivals, and it's a rivalry in a great way. We just played them 2 times in Assen, and then before that at Super 6, and it's always back and forth. It's always a really good competition, and I think there's a ton of respect between the two teams. All drama, all things aside, but it's always a good game, and we have recently rose to the occasion and competed against them, which is really exciting. And then Rwanda and Slovenia, 2 other tough competitors.
In order, we play Slovenia, Brazil, Rwanda. In our schedule.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking about the schedule, so opening ceremonies is
the
August 28th. And then we play the very next day at 6 p.m. against Slovenia, and then a day off, and then we play against Brazil, I think at 8 p.m. And then we have a day off, and then we play against Rwanda, I think at 6 p.m. I haven't looked at this too recently, so I could be off on the times. We can also link the schedule.
Yeah, we will.
But all of you can do the math, and that sounds like 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. games at home, so not too bad of a time change for everybody to not work and watch us.
Exactly. Take the week off.
Take the week off, take the month off. Come watch us in Paris. But we're pretty excited about our schedule, about our pool, and about the event in general, and it's going to be 2 really, really tough pools. Everyone battling it out to try and get into those semifinal and final matches.
Yep. And the way that I said the pools was like the ranking.
Yeah.
Obviously in the pools in France getting the first spot because they're the host. So unfortunately they are in like world ranking, the lowest ranked team that's there, but they do get the first seed because they're the host.
Which people wouldn't probably know.
Yep.
That always is the case. The host nation gets the first.
Is it like that in
seed.
The other sports? I don't know.
Not all of them, no. So some, yes, but not all. And it definitely throws off how the pools end up being.
Yeah.
But it's the reality of our sport, and yeah.
And USA and China in the same pool. Tough. And in Tokyo, they also had Russia in their pool, and that was extra tough.
And now they have Italy, which is a strong competitor as well. So top
just
teams,
a lot
in
of
the world.
defense going on.
Yeah, tough pools over and over, and
yep.
I mean, some people could look at it and be like, oh, like, woe is me, or that's unfortunate, but it is the biggest games. It is where we want to be, and you're going to match up at some point against the teams, if you make it to the end, that deserve to be there. So there's a different way to look at it as well.
Yeah, like you just said, every game is crucial. Every game is important. And it's 2 pools of 4, so 8 teams, and the top 2 from each pool cross over in semifinals and then a final. So
that's the other difference. There's
it's
no
hard.
quarterfinal.
It's really hard.
8 teams total only with sitting volleyball, no quarterfinal. And at our other events, there's 12 or more teams, and then there is a quarterfinal. And that allows for, if you miss one of your games or don't show up and perform in the round robin, then you're able to kind of make that up by upsetting someone. But no, every single game, the pressure is on, the world is watching, the bright lights are above you, and we need to show up.
And now there's fans.
Yeah, and in Tokyo there were no fans, and now there's going to be a lot of fans. It sounds like, based on what my parents have been saying, because they bought tickets, that they're selling, like when they go in to buy them.
Good.
I'm in this section, that section, so it's exciting. Hopefully there's a lot of people there watching. We know we've mentioned it before, but we'll have a lot of family and friends there, and we're excited for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Right? I know. I started thinking about it. We're at 41 days, I believe, until the games.
Yep.
And I started thinking about it and the atmosphere and the village and everything. And I immediately get overwhelmed, if I'm being completely honest, because it's a lot and we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of training in the lead up. That's also something we can talk about here. But then I get very excited, and I just keep trying to remind myself to be present, be here now, and take what comes at you. We can't control what's going to happen, but we can control what we're doing now, and we're doing our best to prepare and show up and enjoy every single moment of something that we truly cannot describe. The Paralympic feeling is truly incredible.
I wish I could just bottle it up.
Right? Walking into that village on August 24th is going to be amazing. Top secret info, that's when we're going in.
Top secret.
See you then.
See you then. I'll have my pins. I'll be trading pins.
You want to talk a little about our lead up?
Well, I was going to say first that we had a meeting yesterday with some orientation, about the village and just maps and where things are, etc. And that just makes it a little bit more real. I can see myself there, having been to past multi-sport games and past Paralympics, you know what a village is, but just to see it more clearly, being able to visualize myself there is different. And also it's just way different than any other tournament. Like any other tournament, you're at a hotel, you're bused to the venue, that's it. You're not in a village, you're not in that space. So you're way more our schedule is way more spread out. We have way more free time, and there's stuff to do in the village, and it's easy to fill your time, and there's so much to do and so much to see, but staying focused in that is hard, because you want to you want to bomb around, you want to go hang out in the dining hall, there's all the athlete international hangout zones and hangout zones in Canada, and mingling is part of it and stuff, but it's also hard to mentally stay focused that you're only guaranteed 4 games, hopefully 5.
Exactly. Yeah. It's finding that balance, and I think it's a good point. We've seen the map, and I was actually there for everyone listening. I have gone and seen the village on a site visit. It wasn't completely done, but I know exactly where our building is. I know how you get in through that entrance. I know how to walk to where the transport mall will be, to where the dining hall is. The part I didn't go to is where the international section will be, but that's just to the right, or sorry, to the left before we leave, but in the map up. And I kind of can really start to picture it, and that's makes it so much more real. But the piece about finding that balance and knowing okay, this is scheduled time off, I'm gonna go enjoy, and then nope, we're back to video, we're working on our game plans, we're together as a team. it will be put in the schedule. We've just learned that from the past. In Tokyo, it was easy. We were together all the time. We couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. Totally.
In Rio, we did the exact opposite. Full goofballs in the pool, like tanning. Yeah, exactly. Not us anymore. It will be scheduled. Business. 2 hours off, 3 hours off, see your friends, see your family, and then back to it. I mean, not yet, because we don't know exactly what each day will look like, but we'll get there, and I'm sure we'll do a great job of it.
Wonder who we're sharing a building with.
They told us, but I can't remember. We have like a building and a half, I believe.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hot take, our rooms are supposed to have air conditioner units in them. Yeah. So that's been like on
controversial. Because these are green games and net zero games, but not all of the teams will have that. So Canada has chosen to put portable units into the rooms because there's supposed to be a heat wave.
Oh my God.
And I think everyone was worried and thinking about how would they use fans and how would they stay cool, especially for athletes with a disability. That's such a concern. So it has been added, which will be great.
My extra 100% energy that I'm using or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and another hot take that no electric scooters are allowed.
Yeah, I've known that for a long time.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I probably did, and you were like, I said we're working on it, and then you were like, oh, I forgot. Which is lame. So France, once again, get with the times. People with disabilities need mobility aids, and a scooter
and not
can
just
be that.
Mobility aids that like are mobility aids. Like,
but like
we ran into that with like Air Canada before too. Like trying to take an electric scooter somewhere. Like, I use it as a mobility aid, but it's not like
not
officially a mobility aid. It's like a recreational scooter.
Well, then make something that we can use in the village then, because there is transport for everyone. There's transport for where our building is. Our training venue is in the village, so that's a bit different. For us, normally we have to get on a bus and travel, but it's in the village, but it's literally the farthest away it could ever be from our building, and it's up a hill.
Awesome.
So to walk there will not be easy for everyone, and there is transport provided, but the timing to then get to where it drops you off and walk to the venue where we're practicing is going to be like
you're taking probably an hour and like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we're going to have half the team doing that, half the team walking, and it's fine, but it just adds a level of complexity.
That's a word. Complexity.
Yeah, but that sounded complexity, I was going to say. I have
That's
no
not
idea.
a word.
I'm jet lagged, everyone. Returned home and cannot figure it out. Yeah. Heidi will say the words for me.
Complexity.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just adding syllables. I just panic and stop.
Okay,
let's talk about our training in the lead up. What is starting
Today
Monday look like? I mean, starting really
Thursday,
this Monday.
July 18th.
Yeah.
So we are entering on Monday what we call our centralization. I was going to say central.
See, we both can't speak. Centralization.
Centralization.
Centralization. Period.
On Monday, we are entering our centralized training period, which is a word we use. So the whole team is coming here to Edmonton to train for
multiple days.
10 days, approximately.
Multiple times a day, yeah.
Some days twice a day, some days once a day with other things such as recovery, video, etc., all the things. So
lifting,
you made the schedule. Lifting,
recovery, yoga. We have a baseball game. There's never ever a day where there's only like less than two things.
Like,
yeah. There's 3, 4, 5, but not all of it is on court, or we might not survive through the games. So finding that balance of our load monitoring.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's like, well, it is an extended training camp, but it's like better because it's more
exactly
and longer.
And we're all here together.
You're not feeling like you're smashing it all in 3 days. Like you get to be together for sure for 10 days. Yeah. And some people, like Danielle's already here. She's moved in Edmonton for 3 weeks.
Edmonton.
She loves
She's
Edmonton.
Here hanging out with us.
Danielle Ellis's favorite city is Edmonton.
Especially during a heat wave, I'm sure.
She's here this week, and she's here a few days after centralization. So, yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for making the schedule.
Yeah, of course. Working through that schedule. Lots of help from all of our staff. So it's been great. And then we will take about 2 weeks off, which we normally don't do. And especially with the COVID games, we were together before we left. So it'll be a break, go home, see your family, get a little bit of a vacation in, which I think I've made it clear, but obviously we're in crunch time and everyone just wants to train. I think here in Edmonton, we're going to train like 5 days a week, but a little bit of downtime to find that, I want to say work, because volleyball is that right now. It is our life, but work-life balance. And I think that's important. And knowing that by taking that time, even though there will be friends and family that you'll get to see in Paris, it's not the same. That quality time and that time for yourself to reset and really focus just on the mental side of it. I think will be important.
And like we end centralization right before a long weekend here, so the timing just like worked. Like if we would have done centralization either later, through that weekend or after it, it would have, like we're leaving here on the 17th of August, like it just would have been like so long together. Like we just need that break.
And then we'll go to a community called Val de Roy. Not sure how to say it. About an hour from Paris, and we went there before the World Cup when we went to Egypt for a very brief time, but we'll be there about a week, and we'll be training same kind of thing, couple sessions a day, and making sure that we're taking care of the whole athlete and the whole person, and making sure that we get a little bit of competing in, some red versus white matches, and then we're off to the village, as I already said, on August 24th. We move in a little bit later. There is a period of stay window. Y'all don't need to know exactly what that is, but we move in a little later than we have in the previous games, especially in Rio, not at the very first day the village opens. I think it's open on the 22nd.
Like now we're there 4 or 5 days before we play.
Because we know it's too busy. It's very stimulating. There are people everywhere. There are noises at all times of the day and night. And for us, it's better to control our environment, get in there, know what it feels like for about 4 or 5 days, and then game time.
Yeah. And just a little different logistically with the practice venue being in the village.
Yeah.
Not having to worry about transport and busing to
exactly. Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh. It's happening.
August 29th. Catch us on CBC Gem? Question mark. Leading into our next topic. Here we are.
Oh,
so Heidi, you're the expert on this.
Oh my gosh, am I?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not. We've mentioned it.
It's such a unique world. I don't really know.
We might be wrong, but we are speaking from what we've heard and what we've been told from CBC, which is our broadcasting company here in Canada, and CPC, our Paralympic committee, but also World Paravolley, about the broadcasting of specifically sitting volleyball, not all of the sports. And we just know that there's not full coverage of all of the games as of right now. Yep. And it is 1 month until we are leaving to go to France, and a little bit more, like 6 weeks or whatever, till the games start, maybe less 5. But we just still don't have an answer. And I think a lot of people, and even other athletes or coaches, talking to them, they're like, what do you mean it's not going to be broadcast? I'm like, oh shoot, we know something you don't know. And if we don't talk about it, and if people don't know about it, how will change be created? So maybe Heidi, explain what we know.
What we know is what you said.
Like how many days? We know it's the exact same as what we had in Tokyo.
So in Tokyo, we as in sitting volleyball did not have, I believe, our first 3 days of our tournament broadcasted. So that was the preliminary round, and for us, that was 2 games. Yeah, it was 2 games. Two biggest games.
It would depend on when you started. Some people it was 3 games. For us, it was 2 games.
So first, 3 days of the competition. Not good enough. So we as in us, but our parents like wrote letters to OBS, which is the Olympic Broadcast Service, and it got last minute worked out through CBC, picked up a stream, just literally set up a camera, put the stream in, no announcer, and our people were able to watch in Canada.
1 camera angle. There was a lot of work that was done. We
very last minute.
We are very thankful for everyone that worked hard to get our games broadcasted.
So moving into Paris, I don't even know the first time I heard this, but found out that the same thing is happening, at least probably January, I bet, of February.
I was going to say 6 months.
Yep. So found out the same thing, that the first couple of days aren't being broadcasted. I don't know the exact days, but essentially the same thing. And that is what I found out is the decision of the LOC, the Local Organizing Committee, which is Paris 2024. So...
Which, side note, why would they not care about sitting volleyball? Well, their teams are going into this event ranked the lowest on the men's and the women's side. So if a sport isn't as popular in your country, then the LOC, of course, will choose sports like, I don't even know what they're good
other
at.
Sports that they're good at.
Like other Paralympic sports to have full broadcasting the whole time. But worldwide, sitting volleyball got some of the best viewership.
Correct.
At the last 2 games.
Yep. And so the IPC, the Olympic, who's that? The International Paralympic Committee sells and grants the rights. So they basically like own the right there. They own the Paralympics. They own the games. They get to like sell the rights of the Paralympics for people to broadcast that. The OBS, which is the Olympic Broadcast Service, which is also used by IPC, it does production allocation. So they are like, I understand it as like the middleman. They basically like are who people come to buy the rights, and they allocate that production. And then Paris 2024, or whatever the local organizing committee is, controls the broadcast plan, which essentially means they just, once they acquire the rights, they get to choose what they want to broadcast based on what they want. I guess, or what they think, what infrastructure they have to be able to broadcast, which I don't know why you wouldn't have the infrastructure, because the Olympics are before, so just like keep enough cameras around maybe.
Well, and another side note is the whole time we played in Tokyo, the cameras were sitting there set up for the stream. But then when CBC came in to do it, it was only a 1 camera feed, because that's what they had and that's what they could provide. So grateful for that. But it's just the people weren't there. And the announcers, they were there. We could see them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you have the cameras, and they did highlights. So they were filming, because every day they came out with highlights.
So it's literally about the rights to so the desire to actually
I'm like, holy
broadcast
shit.
that isn't there.
Makes no sense to me. Like, mind blown at how these choices are made. It is the biggest games in the world for Paralympians, or for Paralympic athletes.
And in today's day and age with like live stream capability, it's not even about like TV time allocation and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be on prime time, but like you can just do it. Like for us, just put it on CBC Gem, put up a stream, like it's
anywhere. We would be happy.
Oh, we can't find the time. It doesn't exist.
You're gonna have some mom in the crowd bouncing around with
Facebook
their
live
phone.
stream.
Yeah. Instagram live. Ding, ding, ding. Everybody's popping off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good, because yes, a lot of people are coming, but it is expensive to go to Paris.
Yep.
And so now young disabled kids in Canada cannot see their heroes on TV, on who they aspire to be. And across the whole world. Really, I'm speaking from our lens, but it's frustrating for me, and I think that change needs to occur. And I truly believe that if I was coaching an Olympic team, we would not be talking about this. Every game would be on TV, and there would be no problems, and we would never even think about it. And then we'd be critiquing, oh, the stream could be better, and this could be... No, we're just asking.
We just want it.
Show our sport.
And back to what you said, we Sitting Volleyball had some of the highest streaming numbers when it did happen, and we play a team sport, and
it's so
people want to watch it. I've never experienced somebody watching our sport and was like, that's boring. Like, they want...
Yeah.
They're like, well, it's so cool. I want to see that again. I want to learn about it. So we want to broadcast. We want an announcer. We want the education and awareness on our sport. And if you put it on TV, if you broadcast it, the people will come. They'll watch.
Exactly. It's not, oh, the numbers don't show it. If you don't show it, just like with women's sports, people don't watch it. But if you show it, everyone will watch it. Yeah, add Paralympic here, and we're golden.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
But also, I think, and you know more about this, but CPC and CBC again are working on this, and it sounds like our games will be streamed, but we don't know the details and what rights they've bought and all of that. But
so there are things called rights holders, and historically, CPC, the Paralympic Committee, is the rights holder of us, of our sport, of our sports and our rights. So before, it's been like CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company, has like worked with the CPC. I hate that they sound so similar.
I know.
But now there is a bit of a new sort of like CBC, the broadcasting service or broadcasting company, is sublicensing.
Yeah.
All right. So there is a bit more intense, like, of an agreement between them, and CBC has much more control with the broadcasting. So they have even more control to help out with this. And when I went to an event in Toronto in, I believe, February or March, it was brought up to me right away that they were aware of it.
They were working on it.
And they were working on it. The broadcasting schedule or streaming schedule doesn't come out until later. That's the word I got, later in the summer. So whether that's I'm going to make the assumption until after the Olympics, because they're busy doing that right now, naturally. So I'm going to wait until the middle of August, so about 2 days before we leave, hopefully. But that's when the streaming schedule is supposed to come out, or the broadcasting schedule, and hopefully we're on it for Canada. For but the days. Circle back to all the other teams for sitting volleyball.
Exactly. We have no idea. So if you're listening to this and you're a sitting volleyball athlete, contact your federation, contact your broadcasting companies now. Like, it is almost too late, but start doing it. Write letters. Call people. Put it on your social media. We are happy to support you. We will share your posts because everyone needs to see every single country.
And they are, so I believe for our games that were streamed in Tokyo, the additional games, they're geofenced, so you can't watch them if you're outside Canada, but I believe CBC sold them to the countries that we were playing, so they could also watch them. Don't actually quote me on that, but I think like that has the potential, because why would Sport TV in Brazil not pick up our stream if they could?
Exactly. And I think the other thing for everyone to know is it's not like World Paravolley can just set up a stream. They do not own the rights. When we go into our competition venue, we can't even post on social media pictures. There's only certain photographers. There's only certain video. We cannot showcase that. So it's not like someone can just do it. It's owned by these people.
The literal space is like the essence and the likeness of the space is like owned by the Paralympic Committee.
Totally. It's owned by Paris 2024. So there's no solution.
If you throw up a Facebook live stream, you're going to get kicked out.
Perfect. But get ready, because it's going to happen.
Exactly. And they do it at a WNBA game that wasn't like streamed, and there were like millions of people like jumping on. Like, classic.
So if anyone has any ideas or any thoughts, or they know more than what we know, please DM us, contact us. We would love to chat more about this. We are all for making change. It's part of why we have this podcast. We have contacted people, and we're not really sure what the next steps are. And
we're just, I think, barely scratching the surface of like educating ourselves on this. There's so much like in the weeds about broadcasting, but this is where it starts. Just like telling the people and letting them know, and who wants to help.
And I'm just really interested to see, and I don't want to knock on CBC, our broadcasting company, but what will be put up during the Paralympics. I know they're trying, but how many people are they sending? I saw the list. I sent it to you, I think, or I screenshot it. Did I don't know. Anyways,
like media
the list of who they're sending to the Olympics, and I'd be very curious how many people are being sent to the Paralympics, and how many interviews and how many social media posts will be made, because there is not a CBC Paralympics Instagram account. And that's fine. It goes on to the CBC Sports page. But at some point, when we can combine the Olympic and Paralympic page and have the same following, you will see growth in our game, because people will be interested.
Period.
Exactly. And it just takes a small bit and someone to invest and someone to understand the power of Paralympic sport for it to change the world. We're just waiting. I'm already in, so... I'm there. Our families are there. All the people are bought in.
We've brought all the people that we know, and now we need all the other people.
Right? All the peoples. For me, it's just a bit exhausting to continue to talk about these things and have the same conversation from 8 years ago to 3 years ago, because Tokyo was postponed, to now, because it's the exact same combo. We're just getting more and more aware ourselves and more educated. So our opinion is just getting stronger, and our voice is going to get louder, but it's tiring. And I just want you, all of you, as athletes and as Paralympians, to be showcased and to get the recognition you deserve.
Shout out to everybody who exists in an advocacy space, because it's tiring. Like, it is exhausting to have the same conversation over and over and just try to... like, I mean, I believe how awesome we are and how awesome our sport is, but to say it over and over again, it doesn't lose its shininess for me, but it's exhausting, and just want everybody, but all those little kids to just like watch us and like see a new sport, learn something new. Some kid who loves volleyball is like just
and not even disabled kids.
It's literally how you change the world. Like, we say that all the time, like language is how you change the world, but like you have to see it to be able to be it. And like
As much as I say it's exhausting, it's also motivating. And it's why I do what I do. I've said it before. It's why I get out of bed every day with a smile on my face. And I know that by being surrounded by strong female athletes who happen to have a disability and have shown the world that despite they can achieve greatness, it's making a difference. At the end of the day, it's about winning, and people want to get drawn into that, and they want to win alongside you, and they want to feel the ups and the downs, and they want to be there, and it's coming. It's really, truly coming. And I really hope that everyone listening shares this with someone they know, shares our games with someone they know, and get on board.
It's like you can just feel like we're just on the edge of like the greatness of it in Canada, and it's just getting started.
It's coming. And it's exciting. So if you're out there and you're listening, or you see us on TV, email us, DM us. This could be you if you have a disability in our country. It could be you. And second thing, Paralympics. August 28th. Paralympics. Please use the correct terms. And if you use the wrong terms, we will correct you, and hopefully someone beside you will as well. Let's go.
Let's freaking go. I guess I can swear. But.
I know I kept holding back from swearing too. Well,
41 days?
That's all we got, yeah.
40. Hopefully there's no static.
I know. Short one. Thanks for taking a seat with us today. Follow us on Instagram. Yep. We have TikTok. I've never used it. And YouTube.
Yep.
Listen on your favorite.
Share this with everybody you know, and tune in August 29th.